There it is. Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're doing another one of these really fun and snazzy blind date with a book things. Um, this is day 21 of a month-long festival where we are celebrating the wonderment of the written word with indie authors from both the United States and Canada, and we are having a blast. More fun than anybody should be allowed to have. But we're doing it anyway because we're authors and we can get away with it. So tonight is Blind Date with a Book. If you'd like to jump in for the last of our week of festival events, jump over to our Facebook page. You can find us at pagespromotions.com as well, and find the schedule of all the stuff we're doing and the stuff we're giving away and the contests and the, oh my gosh, so much stuff. It's hard for me to keep track of. Um, while you guys are all filling out the magic Hey, We're Curious poll, which should be on your screen right now, authors, if you would fill this out as well, I would appreciate that. This helps with our marketing and our outreach for the next festival. I'm going to tell you about Pages Promotions virtual pop-up bookshop. This is a cozy place where you can order autographed books and limited edition individually numbered book plates direct from the authors. We are not taking a share of the author's revenue, so rest assured that when you buy books through our pop-up bookshop, all the revenue does go directly to the authors. And if you'd like to order those book plates I mentioned, just click on the author's name. It'll take you either to their email or the contact page of their website, and you can contact them and ask them for a free and autographed and inscribed book plate that they will send to you. Andrew has that right on the screen for you so everybody can see that. That's what they look like. They have double sticky back thingies on the back so you can attach them to the inside of a book, or you can stick them on a wall, whatever you'd like to do. Thank you, Andrew. Yay! Um, so um, so that's kind of our thing. Our goal here is to connect you with indie authors, to connect indie authors with readers so that we can create a greater community, really sharing the written word and supporting literacy because that's kind of my thing. So Mr. Andrew, if you would please do the honors and tell us about all the amazing downloads and the last upcoming workshop.
Well, this was a whole lot more fun at the start of the month where I could talk about all the things that are coming soon. But there's not much coming soon now. However, if you missed any of these, uh, all of them are worth far more than the $5 fee to download them. If you go back and look at Kate McNeil's fantastic presentation on social media, that was, I mean, really informative, and you'll walk away learning a whole lot on how to approach social media. We had Christopher Gare in here talking about poking the comedic derriere. We had a lot of fun. There was a lot of good laughs and just a lot of information. I was overly impressed with Julianne and Xander, who did backward and forward using history. It was a very well put together presentation, and you'll walk away saying, huh, that's how I should approach this. It was very, very, very good. And then yesterday, we did from storyboard to YouTube, crafting book trailers with Andy Lockwood. And that presentation was so good that Deborah gave us a very creepy film from her kids right afterwards, and hey, it's out on there, and you'll go ah if you watch it. And then last but not least, if you're around coming up this week on Wednesday, February 24th, keeping readers up at night, building suspense into your writing. I have a very, very fun presentation for you. We're going to be taking a few stories and dissecting them and looking at what the elements of suspense are and some suggestions for building suspense. And that's not all. Everybody who attends will get a special gift that I will announce. Do we have a meet tomorrow?
We do.
We do?
Yes, we are doing children's number 2 tomorrow. So
Well, then I
yeah.
won't announce it tomorrow. Do we have one Tuesday?
Yes. Historical fiction on Tuesday.
Well, historical fiction. On Tuesday, I will announce what the special gift for Wednesday will be, but everybody will walk away with one, and they may walk away with a little bit more. Plus, we're going to get all suspenseful and all fun.
Yeah,
Not necessarily scary, but
and he
suspenseful.
Andrew hasn't even told me what the special thing is he's given away, so I'm on the edge of my seat because, what Andrew does is always appear. So I'm super excited about that. So you guys should all show up for that one. It's incredibly fun.
And only $2. Gee, cheap at 10 times the price.
Only $2. And then the download's only $5. So really, we're only paying for technology feeds here. We're not making a mint on this. All the authors who have been presenting have been doing so out of the kindness of their hearts, generosity of their souls, and we greatly appreciate that. So tonight, in case you don't know, Andrew Smith, he is one of my very good friends, backstage helper. He is my insanity instigator. Sitting in for Kate McNeil tonight is the lovely Deborah Reed. She is my sanity saver tonight. If I forget to do stuff like I did last night, I forgot to give away stuff, they're here to remind me that I should probably spin the wheel. So without going any further into my foibles, let's go over here and take a look at the books that we'll be reading from tonight. Ingar Rudholm, Joan Young, MT Foulghost, we know her as Melinda because she's our friend. And Ian Tadashi Moore is also here, and they're all going to read from you, but we're not going to tell you what books they're going to read from. You guys have to guess. They're each going to have 5 minutes, and they're going to read a little bit, and then at the end, we'll reveal who won what. You guys will get to guess, but you get bragging rights. And you can have that if you guess all the books correctly, and then we'll give away books from the Spinning Wheel of Happiness after that. So here is your sneak peek. These are your hints for the 4 books that we're going to read from tonight. Take a look, maybe make a note, maybe make a guess which author goes with which book. And we're going to go over right now and start our readings because I want to be respectful of everybody's time. Tonight, we're going to start with Melinda reading first. Are you ready, ma'am?
I am.
Go.
X marked the spot. Treasure maps just worked that way. At least in fiction, Bernie McManus thought. Buried gold and sparkling jewels were a little harder to come by in real life. More often than not, when you followed the dusty clues of history, the treasure turned out to be a moldy bit of leather from an old saddle, or sometimes it was just a hunk of twisted, corroded metal that no longer resembled the brooch of some far-gone ancestor. No, the thrill of the modern treasure hunt was the puzzle, the unraveling of ancient mysteries that no one else could figure. But this treasure hunt was different. Bernie had found the spot. Of that, he was certain. He had carefully sifted through the tangled trail of hints and misdirections to finally discover the piece of weathered parchment, a forgotten pirate's map, where X did, in fact, mark the spot. Its faded scrawl promised it held a key to a golden secret, the resting place of nearly 5 million pounds in gold. He had feverishly followed the map's directions, ignoring its dark predictions for trespassing thieves. Bernie wasn't afraid of long-dead buccaneers. As an archaeologist who enjoyed relative fame, you might say he made a living from the dead. So why the sudden chill that rippled down his spine? He wasn't alone. He had first felt the odd prickling sensation of being followed earlier in the day. When he'd left his flat that morning, Bernie noticed a short, lumpy man leaning against a nearby lamppost, reading the paper. It only struck him because the paper was Chilean, not a normal rag of the realm. Then later that day, he noticed the same man dressed in workman's togs at the library where he'd followed the trail. The repeated appearance of the odd little man prompted Bernie to drop his special package in the post. It was also what left him feeling a bit skittish now. Tyrannical pirates like Black Bart and Captain Kidd may have dissolved to ash years ago, but modern men existed who were just as vicious and shared no loyalty to the treasure trove laws of Scotland. Bernie ducked down behind a sandy dune as the searching Fidra light swept toward the beach. A light breeze rustled through the tall grasses on the Yellow Crag shore, whispering in the night, treasure, treasure, treasure. Bernie squinted through the dark, certain he had caught a furtive movement at the edge of his vision. He waited for the pass of the lighthouse beam once again. Suddenly, a dark shape swooped toward him. Caw-caw! Caw-caw! Bernie fell over backward as a herring gull narrowly missed his head. He grinned crookedly as the bird wheeled off toward the tiny island. Probably a resident of the Seabird Center tucking into a late-night snack. He looked out over the firth at the keyhole stone arch, the two dark humps of Fidra, looking like some great sea beast slumbering in the shallows, a dragon guarding its hoard. And Bernie meant to be the one to claim it for the crown. He pulled his small skiff toward the lapping waves. As he reached the edge of the black water, he stepped into the tiny boat and reached for the oar. At that moment, the cold, pale light of Fidra swept over the dunes once more. Bernard McManus, a rational man of science, suddenly found his boyhood fantasies of swashbuckling, bloodthirsty pirates flooding back as the light glinted coldly off a raised hook of metal.
Wow, that was awesome. Very good. 14 seconds left on the clock. Good job. Well done. Yay. Okay. Next reading for us will be Ingar Rudholm. Are you ready, sir?
I hope so.
Me too. Ready and go.
Hello, and welcome to the show. My name is Salvador, the Ringmaster, and I have a magic pocket watch which has the ability to fast forward, stop, and erase time. And my dad, his name is Albert the Fortune Teller, who has a crystal ball where he has the ability to see the future and the past. And one of our performers is Sammy the Rodeo Clown, and he has a magic lasso like Wonder Woman. But the star of the show is my daughter, Cordelia. Witness the beautiful and coy Cordelia. She lives in two worlds. During the day, she walks on land. At night, she becomes a mermaid and swims in Lake Michigan. Cursed by a spell, her long legs turn into a fishtail at dusk, making her the prettiest creature in the sea. But beware, she'll seduce you into the water, and once you immerse yourself, she'll pull you to the bottom and keep you there. I suggest you avoid eye contact, look quickly, and move on. Let everyone take a gander at this rare creature. A shy boy named Flynn Parks heard a splash. So he pushed himself through the spectators and wiggled his way to the rim of the pool. He saw a pile of boulders and, and water surrounding Cordelia like a moat. She swayed her fishtail back and forth, Her long curly hair cascaded over her shoulders, and her skin had a hint of freckles. She appeared to be a few years older than Flynn. He marveled at her rosy red lips, and for the life of him, he couldn't figure out how they made her tail look so real. Cordelia's bright green eyes made contact with Flynn. She smiled and beckoned him to join her in the pool. He froze at the sight of her beauty and responded with a meek smile. The ringmaster looked at Flynn and said, "You better move on, kid. She likes you, and that can be dangerous." Thank you. I can't
Nice
hear
if I turned
anything.
on my mic, right? 2 minutes, 8 seconds left on the clock. Good job. Well done.
Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. I love all the props. God, it's so much fun. Okay. Miss Joan, are you ready to read for us, ma'am?
In half a second here. Yes.
Okay. And when you're ready, go.
Jimmy Mosier frowned as he pushed his bicycle slowly through the dirt. He was on Mulberry Hill, more than 4 miles from home on the far side of the Thorpe River. A few minutes ago, he'd ridden over a sharp rock. The back tire popped and hissed. It went completely flat in 2 seconds. It was going to be a long, hot walk home in the June sunshine. With his fair skin, he'd probably end up with a sunburn. He kicked at another rock in disgust. This one didn't budge, and all Jimmy did was bruise his toe and drop the bike. "Ouch!" he yelled, although there was no one nearby to hear him. Yanking the bike upright from the dusty ground, he continued shouting aloud. "Great! Summer vacation just started and now my tire is ruined. Where am I going to get the money to buy a new one?" Behind him, a vehicle approached, coughing and banging loudly. He turned to see his neighbor's rusty and battered truck bouncing toward him, with a brown dust cloud billowing around it. The truck stopped with squealing brakes beside the boy, who sneezed as the dust swirled and settled. "Put bike in back, Jimmy boy. Hodgepodge," Mr. Zepp called cheerfully. "Laszlo, help!" From the bed of the pickup, Laszlo jumped to the ground. The neighbor's son was younger than Jimmy and small, but he was stocky and strong. His short brown hair bristled from his head. Together, the boys hauled the broken bicycle into the open truck. They grinned at each other and sat down with their backs against the cab. Laszlo banged on the metal. "All set, Appa," he called, and the truck started moving. Jimmy punched his friend in the arm. "Did your dad just call me a hedgehog?" With a laugh, Laszlo answered, "It means, how are you?" "That's goofy. What are you doing this summer?" Jimmy asked. "Working on the farm. We have to pay the rent every month. It goes to your dad since your grandfather died." "But why do you have to work? Don't your parents make enough money?" "We all have to help. Appa and Anya want to have enough so we can buy our own farm in a couple of years," Laszlo said. "Yeah, but if you buy your own farm, you'll move away," Jimmy replied in a glum tone. "Maybe your mother and sister shouldn't work so hard." "We don't mind. Anya and Margaret make pies and jam to sell. I'm raising chickens this year. Even baby Aniko is old enough that she can help pull weeds in the garden. We worked much harder when we lived in Hungary, and life was not so good there. I remember only a little. Appa says the government was very bad and we had to leave. I'm glad we did." "Me too," Jimmy agreed. The boys stopped talking. It was difficult to be heard over the rattling and squeaking of the old truck. "Hey, Mr. Zepp," Jimmy yelled when the truck turned left at East South River Road. He turned around and banged on the back window of the cab. "The bridge is closed for repairs. I rode my bike over it okay, but you'll have to drive the truck the long way around." "Not to worry, boys." The truck didn't slow down even a little bit. "What's he going to do?" Jimmy asked his friend. They put big stones for barricades and the truck won't fit around them. Laszlo laughed. You'll see. Appa has a private road. What are you talking about? Jimmy demanded. There aren't any other roads across the river here. I've lived here longer than you have. I should know. Not that much longer, not in your grandfather's house anyway. Yeah, but we visited lots, even when we lived in Shagway, Jimmy insisted. I've been coming here since forever, before I can remember. The truck reached the closed bridge. Large rocks had been placed by the county to keep drivers from crossing. But Mr. Zepp only slowed down a little bit as he turned left and drove south along the river. There wasn't any road there at all, only some faint ruts that might lead to a farmer's field. They reached the railroad tracks and Mr. Zepp put on the brakes. Hang on, Laszlo said as he grabbed tightly to a bit of rope that was knotted through a ring in the truck's frame. He pointed to another cord on Jimmy's side. The tracks aren't that rough, Jimmy protested. Laszlo laughed. They will be in a minute. The truck began to crunch across the large ballast rocks and then the wooden ties. When a front tire bumped over the first rail, Jimmy felt the truck turning. Mr. Zepp was going to drive on the tracks and cross the river on the railroad bridge.
Well done. Exactly 5 minutes.
Wow.
Good job.
Gotta be a prize for that, right, Diana?
Yeah.
Hitting it on the nose.
Well, you know it would be even better if I can make my clock stop. There you go. 5 minutes. Exactly. Good job.
Always awesome.
Always awesome. All right, Ian. Are you ready, sir?
Yep.
Anytime you're ready, go.
Late in the evening, just before the sun retreated over the edge of the world, an enormous cumulonimbus cloud crept over the sky. A deep, mournful cry came from within that cloud, carried on a wailing wind, echoing into the night. The crickets stopped chirping, and the rustling of the trees faded away. Every blade of grass in the valley bent up, searching for the source. But all that remained was the whistling wind. In the darkness, no one noticed the cloud shift from its glimmering white to a cold blue. It tumbled and bubbled, crawled and clawed its way out into the night like a horde of vermin. Instead, all the grass, flowers, and little creatures of the valley felt an icy chill run through them. And then the rain began to fall. A storm was coming, a bitter storm like no one in the valley had ever seen. Like every other morn time, Nile the Feather found it impossible to take her eyes off the clouds. She spent her days peering out through the tops of the grass, following the fluffy patches of white drifting across the sea of blue, watching and wondering. She loved how the clouds changed shape, sometimes drifting after them through the grass on a breeze to see what they might become. And those hours and days spent contemplating the clouds somehow cleared her mind of the question that would not go away. Why am I here? This morn time, however, she awoke to a severed sky. One side still burned from the awakening sun, while the other was a shroud of mottled gray-blue clouds smothering out the light. Inside, she felt similarly conflicted about what to do. She studied them, hoping the clouds she expected to see would magically appear. But as the clouds crept closer, so too did an uneasy feeling that she was all too familiar with. What an unfortunate sky, she said as she tried to forget. And that wind. Ting, ting. A flower next to Nile rang a reply with her tiny bells. What's that, Lily? You don't think it's safe? Ring, ring, ring. Frozen grass? Unable to move? She looked around at some of the surrounding blades, and all had concerned looks on their faces. That sounds dreadful. Ting, ting, ting. Maybe things will get better. Francesca, a blade of grass, tapped Nile on the back. And everyone watched as Francesca swayed to and fro as if whipped around by the wind. She stopped moving and looked right at Niall. Are you sure? Niall said to Francesca. It will all be fine. I better stay here. Bing, bing, ting, 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 bing. But before Niall could answer, somewhere in the grass, a cricket tripped out a count. 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a beetle bounced out a beat on a bunch of mushrooms' heads. Niall felt her fuzzies prickle at the sound. No, she said. Right now? I need to think. Like clockwork, ants popped out from nearby holes and stepped with the beat, one after another. Several lines of ants marched out and disappeared into the grass. Niall endured this for some time, hoping it might end sooner rather than later, but more and more ants kept going by. They were all carrying something, food, water droplets, a pinch of earth, back to their home in the ground, still steadily marching to the beat. This is too much. If you'll excuse me. Niall tucked her head down, taking a hold of her foot to form a little O, and Lily rang a farewell as the breeze whisked Niall out into the grass.
Well done. 45 seconds left. Yay! Okay. Awesome. Oh my gosh. I have to say this. Anybody who believes that children's books cannot be read by adults and thoroughly enjoyed is off their rocker. These are some amazing stories. I think you guys are awesome for bringing them out, and I challenge adults to read these books, not just for their children, but with their children. I think these are awesome stories that entire families can enjoy. So kudos to everybody. Well done. All right, let's go in and we'll look at the guessing screen once again. Hey, there's the guessing screen. I'm going to throw up the guessing poll. You guys can all figure out who wrote what. Okay, everybody guess. Who wrote which book?
This is tough. Wait, I know these. Wait a second. Okay.
This is the slowest response we've ever had from this guessing game before. This is great. This means you guys have really stumped the crowd. Well done.
Come on, crowd, you can do it. I have faith.
Crowd. Okay, we've got some more people who still need to register their votes. Authors, you guys get to guess too. Don't forget. Everybody gets to guess. And you get bragging rights if you get this right.
Yeah.
It said panelists cannot vote at the bottom.
Oh, that's right. You can't. Because you guys are backstage and you guys would know.
I do too. I don't know why.
Awesome. Okay. So we're going to end the polling. And I'm going to show you guys the results. And
Dun,
here are the answers. There are the look at that. Wow.
Oh.
How cool. I love it. Okay, so book number 1 was The Secret Cellar by Joan Young. Joan, how many books are in this series for children?
5. I'm kind of working on the 6th one.
Awesome. Okay. Ian Tadashi Moore gave us Where All the Little Things Live. I was honored that I got to beta read this for Ian. This is an awesome story. And we will talk about Ian's other books as well in just a second. They're not really in a series, but they are kind of connected. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Inga Redholm gave us Traveling Circus and The Secret Talent Scroll. Ingar, there are 3 books in this series now, correct?
Well, yeah, 2. I'm working on the last one.
Awesome. Okay. And MT Falghost, we know her as Melinda because she's our friend. She gave us The Gubbins Club. Melinda, is this a standalone or is this in a series as well?
This is actually the first. We had a delay on the second one coming out, just with life in general. But it's slated to come out at the end of March.
Yay! Congratulations to everybody who got the guessing game right tonight. Don't forget, go on Facebook, share your bragging rights with the hashtag PP Virtual Book Festival. So we're going to do questions and answers before we get to the spinning wheel of happiness. Does anybody have any out there before I get the ball rolling here? Any questions? No? Okay. Ian, I would love it if you would tell me about the other books that you wrote as companions to this one. I know that they're kind of all connected, but they're not really in series. If you could tell us about the other ones.
Well, this one's certainly connected to Maishi.
Yes.
Yeah, because this is the second book I wrote, and the character in Where All the Little Things Live is a feather in here. Where is she? There she is. Oh, I know where you are. You're in. There she goes. That's her. And I decided to write a whole book just about her.
Right.
This one was done. I don't have Zosan in front of me.
That's okay.
It's a book about a little elephant, inspired by a Japanese folk song. I wrote that in 2015.
And we need to tell everybody you've done all the art for your books as well.
Yeah.
And it's super intricate art. I know you guys, you can't really see it on the screen when Ian holds it up because it is really delicate art. But if you get an opportunity, you need to get these books and really drink in the artwork as you read. The two are just amazing companions together. I think you've done an awesome job.
Right.
And again, I was honored that you asked me to read for you. I appreciate that honor. It's really, really cool. Ingar, let's talk about your series for a minute. Where did you get this idea for doing circus stuff? How did this happen?
Well, technically, I had two versions of it. I was going to do either a movie theater or a play because we had a playhouse near my home. And I was going through some old photographs, and a photograph of a circus actually came to my hometown. I barely remembered it, and my story needed live animals. And I thought, well, you could do that with a movie theater, but it would be all on the screen. And if I did it with a play, it would be play animals. So I settled on a circus. So there's three different versions of it, and I ended up with a circus.
It absolutely works. Thank you so much for bringing it. And can you move just a little bit this way so we can see? Nope, the other way. The other way. There you go. Traveling Circus. That's the first book, so everybody can see that.
Yep, the one you read from is your second book, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the third one is in process.
Yep.
Great. Joan, what year are your children's books set in, and why did you choose that particular time period?
They're set in 1953. They actually spun off of my other, general audience mysteries. People kept asking me, well, don't you have any books for children? And no. So it occurred to me that I had written some interesting backstory in one of the general audience mysteries that I could take an older lady from that series and have her tell stories from her childhood, which is what I did. If I can get this to show on the screen.
I know it's wacky with those magical backgrounds. There you go.
Okay, so no, anyway, Jimmy and Cora are best friends, and this is from Cora's childhood. The Jimmy in these books is the grandfather of the Jimmy in the other books. And it's perfect because in 1953, kids got to ride their bikes all over and have adventures and stay out all day. And it's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We did it in 1973 too. So. Yeah. Melinda, what a great reading tonight. Thank you so much. Can you tell me about your pirate history background? Where'd you get pirate? I mean, how did that happen?
Well, one of those great games that we as writers seem to love to play is the what if game. And I'm a big fan of Robert Louis Stevenson. And I tripped across an article about what happened with the original Treasure Island map that Robert Louis Stevenson had drawn for his stepson, Lloyd Osborne. They were on a family vacation in the Swiss Alps, and he had sketched it out to, sort of just entertain Lloyd. And when the book Treasure Island was taken from its serial form in the Strand magazine and created as one whole book, he also turned in that original map to the publisher, who then lost the
Oh
original.
no.
And Robert Louis Stevenson went ballistic.
I can imagine.
Well, I got to thinking, like, well, wait a minute. What if the reason he went ballistic is not just because it's, something he created with his stepson that he'll not get back? What if it actually led to a real treasure?
That's awesome.
And it's been sitting on everybody's shelf for almost 200 years now, and no one's thought to go looking.
That's so cool. What a great idea. What a wonderful, I can't wait to read this book. This is going to be so much fun. Ian, I've been meaning to ask you this now for a long time, since I read the first book, Tamayashi. What made you create a feather with personality? Where'd you get the idea for a feather that's like an animated character? How did you do that?
Well, the first book is about a talking rock, so let's
well, yeah, I know it's about a talking rock, but I mean, the feather part is fascinating to me.
Well, I mean, in this book, he was admittedly more of a prop, as a character who was supposed to be thinking light thoughts and this calming force for the main character. And that was fine for this book. And I thought, well, I think she has a story to herself. So I tried to round that out in the new book. That was more of the thinking. So I didn't really give that much thought to her, other than she was this character who was light and meditative. And then with this book, I decided, okay, how did she get that way? And she doesn't start off that way. By the end of the book, she's more the character you know from the second book.
It was just very cool. I mean, we've all heard about pet rocks, so the idea of a rock like having a personality made sense to me, but I never imagined a feather. So that was a cool thing for my imagination.
These metaphors to real people in there. They're these objects for a reason.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Does anybody else have questions before we get to the spinning wheel of happiness? Andrew, Deborah, you guys, if you have questions, throw them out there too.
I don't have to be quiet all the time.
Of course not, Andrew. We like it when you're happy doing fun things.
Well, my question's for Joan, because Joan has a lot of different books, and these are, I mean, obviously a lot of fun, but I'm curious, which series, children or otherwise, do you like the best?
Oh, I have a terrible time with those kinds of questions.
But there's some character you have an affinity for.
I'm finding the children's series to be a lot of fun, because I'm making up the mysteries, but the kids' lives are my childhood,
Yeah.
I'm that old, yeah.
But it's fun to be able to relive that stuff on the page.
That makes it authentic. It's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. Very cool.
And they're actually harder to write, because you can't just go on and on and on until the story's done. I'm trying to keep them to a particular length and stick to a pretty set number of chapters and everything. So it's kind of a challenge.
Yeah, you can't write Beowulf for kids.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Maybe one exists. I shouldn't say that so quickly. Maybe something exists, or maybe that's somebody else's next project.
The coloring book coming to a fun Inger, you didn't mention your coloring book to everybody.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Inger, you have a coloring book?
Yeah, I don't. I finally got it back from the publisher. I had a publisher had it, and I finally got it back. I got all the proofs and all the drawings back. I didn't actually have the possession of the final draft where I could publish it myself. I'd have to go through. So that's why I didn't have anything on the table. And now I have it, and I got to figure out how
to get a table.
Yeah. Where to print it, and
sure.
I mean, all it is digital copy. So now I got to figure out, okay, what type of paper do you use with crayons that work? How's the cover going to go? And who's going to print it? I can't go with Amazon. KDP doesn't have an option for that. So I'm kind of like, I got the digital copy. Now what?
Yeah.
I might suggest that you have some experts here that may have some insight. They're depending where I am. I don't know.
It's like the Brady Bunch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good view.
Marsha, Marsha, Marsha!
Ian, turn your mic on a second. Ian does amazing things with spectacular publication. He does case-bound books and all kinds of really neat stuff. And maybe Ian and Ingar, you guys can connect.
Oh, okay.
I have some insight there. I have specific goals when I'm printing my books, but
Sure.
yeah, there's lots of choices. But I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, if you want something that's going to accept crayon, that's important.
Yeah, because I
Paper
figured,
doesn't have-
okay, it's got to have a paper that accepts crayon.
Right.
You know, you don't want like a glossy
No.
one because
Uncoated
they'll
stock.
just smudge.
Can you get?
So I don't know. I gotta take it. To
I
a
think
print
I
shop.
think Ian and Ingar, you guys should
Yeah, we can talk about that.
off Zoom, you guys should connect because Ian, you know some really great stuff about how you print your books, and you use a really interesting paper that I really like the weight on. So you guys might be able to create something really cool there.
Cool.
Awesome. Okay. Anybody else have any questions for our panel of authors tonight before we move on? No? Okay. While I'm getting my thing glued together here so I can do the spinning wheel, Andrew, would you please be so kind as to remind everybody about fiction contest?
Why, yes, I will. If you didn't get to enjoy the first one, you should look back and see our own Deborah won the first one. Woo, and she's going to take a shot at the second. We've got a lot of people in. It's a flash fiction contest, 350 words or fewer, and all you have to do is start your story with the opening line, "The entrance to the tunnel was the only way out." Copy, paste, work in Word, work in whatever, but in the end, copy it into the comments of the announcement of this particular post, and you've got a chance to win a trio of books from Carol, Andy Lockwood, and Danny's Inferno. They're all three great Scott Rutherford's book. They're all three great books. And with Scott Rutherford's, you also get a download of a piece of music. Winner will be announced at the blind date with a book on February 27th. This is going to be great. We've only got, 2 days left?
Yeah.
Jump in. And yes, I saw Diana. Diana, the most amazing reader on the face of the planet, has submitted a story.
And we're so excited.
I'm
We are
like,
so excited.
oh, my heartbeat can't stop beating. It's coming out of my chest.
No, this is really exciting news because Diana has never submitted for any of our things before. She's a diehard reader, a great friend and fan to all indie authors. And so, yeah, that's super, super cool. Julie Nelson, I don't know how you missed it. It's on the Facebook page. Go look in the announcement section at the top. It's the first post that's listed in the announcement section. And it's with that graphic, so you should be able to find it pretty easily. You've got a couple of days left. I posted mine this evening before we got online. Amy Kelso stole my idea, so I had to make up something new, which was very frustrating. But I'm happy with the way it came out. Anyway, so everybody go in, and don't forget, after we select the top 5 from my judging panel, I put the top 5 back out there, and everybody in the group, that's 560 people, get an opportunity to vote on who's going to win. So it's not just me and Andrew figuring it out, it's everybody gets to be involved in the voting process.
And I have to know, I mean, Julie, how'd you miss that? But where's your story? I mean, everybody that's an author around here, Ingar, Ian, I don't see yours. Oh no.
I have an excuse.
Okay, you're forgiven just this once.
No excuses allowed. I'm sorry. Let's get them stories out there.
All right.
Not there yet either, but it will be tonight.
Okay, cool. All right, we are going to go on to the spinning wheel of happiness. Let's see if I can get the right screen, because last night I was not so much on my game last night. If you guys were watching, it was pretty ridiculous. Okay, and it's on video for everybody for forever, which is lovely. Okay, can everybody see the spinning wheel of happiness?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, here we go. We're gonna spin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times tonight. We're giving away 5 books tonight, so this is the odds are really good here. Here we go. Spinning wheel number 1.
I don't remember the music. Did you just add that?
Yes.
Okay. That's new. Oh,
Andy Pearson. Yes, Ian, I did. I just figured out the other day. Technology is astounding, and I just figured out how to add the music. It's
perfect.
remarkable. And I'm gonna have new music for June, so it's gonna be fun. So, Randy, congratulations! You get a copy of Joan Young's *The Secret Cellar*. Yay! This is gonna be fun. Okay, you'll enjoy that. Here we go. Back to the amazing, incredible wheel of happiness. If I can find the screen. Okay, here we go. Diana Duel, you are in for a treat tonight, because you know what you get? You get M.T. Falgas' The Gubbins Club. See that? Isn't that cool? Isn't that awesome? You get Melinda's book, but wait, there's more, because Melinda is an amazingly generous author. She also sent, to go along with it, this really super snazzy pirate cocoa mug and chocolate pieces of 8.
I'm so jealous.
This is a cool prize. Oh, I almost kept this for myself, I got to tell you. But no, we're giving it away. Diana, you get this. Good job. Yay. Okay.
Goes in the chest.
That goes in the chest, exactly. Okay, here we go. Spinning wheel of happiness. Number 3.
Seriously, you kind of have to dance to this.
Yay, Francesca, you get Inga Rudholm's Traveling Circus and the Secret Talent Scroll. This is book 2 in the series. If you have not read book 1 yet, I suggest you go out and get it so that you can enjoy book 2 even more. See, there's book 1, and here's book 2. Go get them. Ingar's a great writer. You're going to love this work. It's awesome. Okay, here we go. Spinny wheel number 4. Really, it was hard to choose what music to do with this. It took me a long time. Driving my husband nuts.
Do I get to win?
Guess what? Dun, 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 dun.
Do I actually get to win?
Yes.
No, I'm a panelist.
You get to win because you're sitting in. You're doing something special for me, so I kept you on the wheel. You get Ian Tadashi Moore's Where All the Little Things Live. You're gonna love this. You are gonna love this book. This is such a great story. And here's the thing that's really, really, I'm gonna try and do this. Can you see the art? I don't know if you can see.
Oh wow, yeah.
It's super delicate art. It's amazing. Someday, Ian, I want to watch you draw because I'm fascinated. Fascinated. Because I can't
apologize for freaking out before I muted myself. Sorry.
I can't draw a straight line with a ruler, so Ian, you I find completely fascinating. So it's very, very cool. All right, spinning wheel of happiness number 5. Here we go. And Deborah, if you win again, I'm going to spin it a second time for somebody else. Okay? See? Just because I said it, it happened. All right, we're going to do it one more time, and we're going to keep doing it until Deborah doesn't win. Okay? Wow. There we go.
You just need to give away a 6th book. That's all.
You just wanted to spin it again.
Yeah, it is kind of fun, actually. Oh, look at that. It's Billy Nelson by a
I was on the
hair.
pixel.
Good shot. A pixel, yes. You get Ambush at the Arboretum. This is by Mary Beth McGee. You're going to love this. She was on last night, and we talked about great mystery things night before last. So this is one of her books in her series, in her collection. You're gonna enjoy it. So that's really fun. So Deborah, thanks again for allowing me to spin the wheel for somebody else tonight. Awesome. Sure. Yay! How much fun is this? Now, wouldn't you like to know how you can get your prizes? So this is the part I forgot to do last night, which is why I'm able to remember to do it now. So if you won tonight, send me an email to diana@pagespromotions.com. In the email, give me your mailing address so that I can create a package to put your book into and send it out to you. If you have previously won and you think I already have your address, think again. My inbox is my to-do list. And because I have a midnight deadline on getting these emails, everybody has to do it. If it's not there when I wake up in the morning, I put the book back into the rotation, and it's going to be given away at our wrap party at the end of the month. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that opportunity. We've got, I think there's 4 books now that are back in rotation because people didn't send me their emails. So there's going to be prizes to give away at the wrap party, which makes it so much more fun. Okay, we have bonus prizes. So if it's not enough that you're getting books, we also are giving out bonus prizes that you might find in one of the giveaway books. If you get a book in the mail and there is a ticket inside with a bonus prize, send me an email and show me a photograph with you holding the ticket, and I will send you your bonus prize. The golden ticket will get you a Kindle Fire 7 tablet. This is the ad-free version of the tablet. We spared no expense. The silver ticket is generously donated by Jacob Bullen, who writes amazing stuff. And he has donated the first 2 books in his Blood in the Rain series, along with a super snazzy hooded sweatshirt with art from the books on the back. And Andrew Smith has donated our bronze ticket prize package, which is incredible. This is 5, count them, 5 books in the Masterson Files series. 5 books, plus you will get a tote bag to carry them all in. Plus, you will get the amazing, super snazzy, incredible tumbler mug with the adult sippy lid so you don't spill your cocoa on your lap like me. It's made out of aluminum. It's like bigger than my head. The thing is huge. You're going to love this. So that's the bronze ticket. Now, if you want to go further and win more stuff, because, you know, what's not to love about winning more stuff? If you get one of these 3 bonus prize tickets inside your book, Deborah is going to tell you about the extra super bonus prize.
You get to sing in front of all of us. No, well, but so if you do get one of those tickets, then you need to, if you would be willing, to film yourself singing 30 seconds of the golden ticket song, any part of it, any 30 seconds of it from the original version of the film. Yep. And props are a bonus, and dancing is a bonus. And I think you also have to hold the ticket while you're doing this as well.
Yep. So just like Charlie Bucket holding his ticket, singing and dancing. Yep. And if you do all of that, we're going to give you an amazing super bonus prize box. Kate McNeil started this craziness, and I blame her, and fortunately she's taken the blame. But if you do this singing and dancing thing after you get a ticket and you post it to our Facebook page, I will give you my entire catalog, which is 9 books in 9 different genres. Kate will give you one book from her catalog of your choice, and Jordan Scavone, who is a children's and young adult author, will give you one book from his catalog of your choice. That's 11 books in 10 genres awarded to 3 brave musical winners. Oh my gosh, there's just not enough happiness going around. You've got another week of opportunity to win books, so come on back. Tomorrow, we are going to do the ever stunning children's books. It's children's group number 2. We had so many children's books that we just couldn't put them all in. Melinda, you're coming back tomorrow. Yes, are you feeling well enough? Awesome. She's got a really fun book, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. You've got to come back and see it. And then the last thing I want to remind everybody, if you enjoyed this festival as an author or as a reader, we're going to come back and do it again in June. Why? Well, because I'm just having too much fun meeting new authors. That's really the why. Come on back. We're going to do it again in June. We have a nautical theme for June because who doesn't love water and boats? It's the Summer Reading Regatta, a harbor full of books waiting to be discovered. The early bird for authors to sign up is $25. Last minute is $50. The registration deadline is May 15th. We're going to have more prizes to give away. We're going to have fun games, fun contests. Authors, there's a special contest that I'm creating just for you guys because I know you guys like to win stuff too. So we're doing that just for authors. We're going to have a really good time. I've got 19 people signed up so far. So you want to get in on this. We've only got 30 days in June to share with our readers. So if you'd like to do this all over again, jump on the Pages Promotions website and sign up. You can also find the link on our Facebook page. Any other questions tonight for our authors? Anything else in the chat room for our authors, Andrew?
Nothing in the chat room.
Okay. Nothing in the Q&A I don't see. Awesome.
Nothing up my sleeve.
And yeah, Chelsea, I'm guessing you're running around the house singing everywhere these days because you're a theater kid, and I know what theater kids are like.
And if you can't do it, if you're shy, just give me a call. We'll log on to Zoom and we'll do it together, and we'll post a video of us. I will sing with you just so you can get your golden ticket.
See, so Andrew's making it super simple for you. There's no reason you can't do this. So make sure you check your books for the golden tickets. I don't know what books I put them in because I just randomly stuck them in there when I did that picture of the 100 books that we had. I just went in and shoved them in there. So I don't even know who's getting them. So it'll be exciting for me as well.
It's kind of like, you know, the McDonald's Monopoly. Nobody's really going to win, and she's going to keep all the books. Oh, no.
No. Okay. All right. So now this is where we do our traditional shot across the bow because we're getting ready for our nautical theme in June. Shot across the bow. Any last parting words for the room before we leave? Ian, I will begin with you. Any parting shots, sir?
I wasn't ready for that, no.
You want to say anything before we go?
Thanks for showing up, everybody. I love reading, actually. I miss doing that in front of people and kids.
You do it really well. It's fun. Okay. Ingar, any shots across the bow, sir?
Well, I appreciate everybody that came out tonight, and the group chat was very, very lively, and even more lively than Andrew. Andrew was very lively, but the chat room was very lively too. So
we have a great bunch of readers.
When is the YouTube video going to come out?
I will post it tomorrow.
Super.
So watch Facebook. It'll be out tomorrow, and you'll be able to see it there.
Well, thank you for.
I usually get them in after lunch.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Awesome. Joan, any shots across the bow, ma'am?
Oh, thanks for being here, everybody. And the book I read from tonight is book 1 in the series. My series are probably suitable for kids a little bit younger than Inger's for sure, but you know, early readers. So
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Melinda, any parting shots across the bow, Madam Pirate King, Queen?
I am just glad I made it through the whole thing without having to run screaming from the room. And just wanted to extend a thank you to one and all panelists, organizers, and attendees. I write fiction because the truth is a little hard to believe, but the wonderful hearts of everybody in this room are not. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Melinda. We appreciate you being part of our family now. You're stuck with us. You're stuck. Deborah, any shots across the bow before we go? Thank you for sitting in for Kate. I appreciate that. My sanity keeper.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun to sit in on these, and I'm so excited, like you, Diana, just to see so many new authors and to actually kind of be some of the faces of those that I've seen like online before, but haven't had a chance to meet yet. And yeah, I just keep having to buy more and more books the more of these I listen to. So
you know, the best part for me about these Zoom meetings is now when I go in to read your books, I'll hear it in your voice, which is so much fun for me.
Yes.
Andrew, any parting shots across the bow, sir?
I want to make the voice special for you to remember. I'm just amazed that I have a heart. I didn't know that I did. You know,
you do too. Stop it.
It'd be a good thing. No, as always, it's fantastic seeing so many people out. I know that this wasn't as big of a group as some of the others, but it was still a good sized group. We're hoping for more in June. And, you know, spread the word, get it out there, join. I've read several of Joan's books. I've read Inger's books. You know, I'm looking forward to reading MT's and Ian's. And, you know, when we get out there, you know, read. It's the best thing to do. Walk away with a fun imagination. And I'm just going to plug one more. Coming up Wednesday, we're going to have some suspense. Inger, I expect to see you there. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely. And then my last parting shot across the bow is this. For all of you who are in the room tonight, for all of you who are watching, the most valuable thing you can do for a author is to write a review. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be tremendously well written. All you have to do is write what you think or feel about the book. That will propel our writing careers like nothing else can. So when you win books, I hope you will also write reviews for these authors that are giving you these books out of their generosity. So thank you very much, everybody. Don't forget, come back tomorrow. We're doing the madness again. It's going to be fun. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Thanks for coming out, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.